Hello folks and welcome to another episode of Saturday Studies with Letitia and Aniqah. This week we'll be doing the poem Sincerity from my book But Are You Really Sorry? If you haven't had a chance to check out my book or any of the info yet, the link to purchase it is in the description below. Just a quick recap of what we're going to be doing here. I really want you to be able to appreciate poetry and its intricacies, so today we'll just be doing a poetry analysis to help you be able to understand that poetry isn't as complicated as people think it is, and to help you appreciate it a little bit more. So we're going to go in with the first reading. If I wanted you to accept me as yours and only yours, I would adorn myself to both our liking, how I would dress with an appropriate attire. I would bring out the showstopper, my Marilyn Monroe pearls, my best, most natural smile, fashioned with the best lipstick that I have in my dresser that I know you like. Anyone else would just see a pretty girl, sculpted, finished, and shiny, but you would see me for what I am. Not just a letter perfectly placed together, but stripped behind the bold words would be my bleeding, aching heart. Now that we've done the first reading, we're going to go in and analyze each stanza. If I wanted you to accept me as yours and only yours, I would adorn myself to both our liking, how I would dress with an appropriate attire. So the name of this poem is Sincerity, and here we see that the poet is saying, if I wanted you to accept me. So does the persona want the other person who's reading this, the reader, to accept them as yours and only yours? So this should be for them if the persona wanted you to accept them. To both our liking. So it shouldn't just be what the reader wants, but what the poet also has a desire for. How I would dress with an appropriate attire. So the poet would dress themselves how they would want to, they would feel comfortable, but also appropriate for the setting. So for instance, if they were going to a ball, they might not put on jeans per se. They would dress in an outfit that would make them feel comfortable with themselves and for the occasion. This yours and only yours acceptance, the poet wants the reader to know that if they were to apologize or if they were to want acceptance, solace, any of those things from the reader, I would adorn myself to both our liking. They would make sure that both of the people or all parties are comfortable. I would bring out the showstopper, my Marilyn Monroe pearls, my best, most natural smile, fashioned with the best lipstick that I have in my dresser that I know you'd like. So the poet is saying, if I wanted you to accept me, I would bring out the showstopper. So what would make the reader stop? My Marilyn Monroe pearls, the best thing that she has in her drawer, her best lipstick, something that she knows that the poet would like, would feel comfortable with. Her best, most natural smile. So not her best smile that posed, practiced, but her natural smile, a smile that might reach the eyes, creases. The poet is saying that if I wanted you to accept me, I know how to present myself the best way to fashion myself to suit the occasion. Anyone else would just see a pretty girl, sculpted, finished, and shy, but you see me for what I am, not just a letter placed perfectly together, but stripped behind bold words would be my bleeding, aching heart. So the poet here is saying anybody else would see a pretty girl, anybody else would see someone, who's refined, who, is perfect, but you would see me for what I am, not just someone who is beautiful, someone who is dressed for the occasion, but behind that facade of perfection would be all the pain, all the mess. And this entire poem is supposed to be symbolic of this idea of sincerity, being able to apologize in a way that is comfortable to all the parties involved. You know, it's not just reading off of a script, it's knowing what to say, how to say it, how to present it, how to be sincere. You don't just want to say the perfect words of an apology that, you know, is just a script. You want to be able to have the apology suit the occasion. You want the apology to be direct to the person. You need to know what they want to hear and how to say it to them. You know, the way that you apologize is really important. Some people would like to be apologized in a certain way. Some people, for instance, might just be okay with it, just a simple "I'm sorry for doing this," whereas other people might want more information. You need to know what the circumstances are, how they need to be rectified, and how to approach an apology in kind. So that's it for this poem. It was pretty short this time, but yes, I really like this poem because I had this idea of similar to one of my other poems where the apology seemed to be a performance. This one, Sincerity, is really important because it's the way that you present yourself and your apology and how you make it come across. So, yeah, for this month, I'll be doing 5 poems from my book, But Are You Really Sorry? If you haven't gotten a chance to order your copy yet, I will leave the link in the description below. If not, these 5 poems, I will release the poem on Instagram a week before so that you can check it out and do your analysis to discuss with me. Thank you so much for joining me today again on the Saturday for Saturday Studies with Letitia Aniqah. I hope to see you next week. Have a great day. Stay kind and take care.